like Liz Glazer.
Oh, thank you guys. Vinny and I used to date. Actually, we met on a bridge, as it turns out. Story turns out a little bit differently, but he changed it for the joke. We talked about it. No, I'm a lesbian. I feel like at some point I got gay enough I could just stop coming out. People were like, we're aware, but I wonder sometimes, like, if I'm a typical lesbian. That's something that I think about. Like, in some ways I'm not. Like, I wouldn't know what to do with a power tool. I can't use it to fix your broken dildo. But like, in other ways, I am. Like, I have cats, okay? That's like pretty typical lesbo. I have food. We all live together in a U-Haul. It's parked right outside my ex-girlfriend's house where she lives with my other ex-girlfriend. They're together now. I hear a little bit of feedback. Is that just me or not? Okay. Well, anyway, we live together in a U-Haul. It's parked right outside my ex-girlfriend's house where she lives with my other ex-girlfriend. They're together now. I park behind the Subaru unless it's being used, then I'll park behind the other Subaru. But I don't know that I fit into the stereotypes, especially since Vinny and I did used to date. But it's wonderful to be here. People talk about like Zoom being like, well, first of all, here's what I got to say. Okay, do we know for sure that it is not pronounced Zoom? Okay, we haven't seen each other, right? We haven't seen each other. We haven't been talking about it. Like, what if this is like, you know, when you like read a book over summer vacation and you're saying the word in your head one way, and then you get to school and it's like, oh yeah, it wasn't cupboard. They weren't reviewing a dossier. Oh, they didn't eat hors d'oeuvres. What? She crotcheted a blanket. That's what it said. And it's like, I feel like we're gonna get out of quarantine after the pandemic. We're gonna find out that it's done. That's great. Okay. By the way, during this pandemic, during quarantine, I cannot sleep. Best way to look at it. This is my great awakening. But I don't know. Like I try to use like meditations. Okay, raw dogging for me is going to sleep without a meditation. I don't do that. And Vinny, we did, but that was a long time ago. But anyway, so it was the bridge incident. I mean, we were children, but anyway, I do meditations, and the meditations, they'll say stuff like, you know, you can relax, right? Nothing's wrong. Everything's fine. And I'm like, when was this recorded, right? I need meditation recorded in 2020, right? Or even like in the future, right? I need someone who's like, hey, I'm from the future. It all turns out fine. You can go to sleep now. Also, you're right. It's pronounced Zoom. Also, you are the new spokesperson for Zoom and U-Haul and Subaru. The COVID is fun. I love a COVID test. I'm not gonna lie. First of all, because everybody told me that I was gonna hate it, and I love nothing more than loving things that people tell me I'm gonna hate. And so I show up, and it's the nosy test is my favorite kind. People are like, oh my God, it goes up so far. You know, I was like, afterwards, I'm like, what'd you find? Do it again. You know, like, I feel like afterwards, I was like, why did I like that so much? And then I'm like, oh, maybe it was because it was like the first unexpected touch from a stranger in months, right? Or maybe it's because I was so proud of myself that I got it done. And then I'm like, oh, I know, it's the only thing that got the far back booger out of my nose. So oh my God. I go at least once a week. I'm a regular. They think I'm an essential worker. I couldn't be more not essential. I do like them though. It's like the only chance I get to feel anything. I'm sober, which is part of the reason why. First of all, I don't like to tell people I'm sober. First of all, because everybody who's sober loves to tell you that they're sober. Okay? It's like one day at a time. But do I get to tell them that I'm sober every single one of those days? Good, I'm in. Like, a former addict has never been more addicted to something than telling people that they're sober. I have nothing against other people doing whatever. It's just like for me, here's why this is my bottom, okay, in terms of my sobriety. One time I smoked weed, that was my thing. Then I uploaded a video to YouTube. The video immediately gets a thumbs down, and then the door knocks, and I thought it was the thumbs down person coming to get me. Delivery of cat food. Thank you so much. I'm Liz Glazer. Good night.